We are going to cover Yura. You're on channel Veracitytrigger.
And as usual, stay triggered. Pew pew, pew.
Alright, so what is Yura about? Well, Yura is a female, age 23, class sniper. This nature-loving hunter can sometimes hear the trees cry out in pain as they burn in the flames of war. She views the diverse flora and fauna of Runersia as a part of herself and something that must be protected. As such, she feels at home with the shinobi tribe that coexists peacefully with nature. She always looks forward to occupying new bases, as it gives her new ranges of nature to explore. Alright, so she is kind of a nature nut. What is she about? She is a sniper or an archer class in this game. I do have her up to a level 30 sniper, so you can see some of the stats that I've gotten up to here, and it is quite remarkable. So what do you get? You get a bow, naturally speaking. You get some light armor, you get a gauntlet and a ring. You get the ability to dominate sky. Now as a sniper class, that's one of those advantages. Now if an enemy puts on, let's say if they did, which they usually don't, but if they put on a spell that turned their monster into a sky type, now you have an advantage on it. If there was multiplayer in here, that would come in more handy. But it can help you with a lot of other flying creatures like phoenixes and stuff. So even though she's kind of weak to the phoenix fire, she can still kind of put it down a bit because it is flying technically. That does apply to anything that flies or floats, I believe. I don't think that really matters much, but increases damage dealt using skills against units with preferred terrain sky by 50%. So that is a 50% increase in damage. Accuracy up. You already have 112 agility. You really can't like miss with her anyways. I gotta say she's kind of like a sleeper class because yeah, 600 is kind of okay, you know, at level 30 it's kind of okay, but I mean attack is 130, agility is a big 112. You get, I mean, intelligence is actually 71, which isn't so bad for, you know, this kind of a class. Rune power 314, not too bad. Command range of 4, I like it. Now character growth of E, that's just going to be that way because we're already in the level 20s, you know, we're up to 30. 20 to 30 is the same thing you're going to get with character growth no matter what. It usually is going to go down with each tier, but at E is kind of normal to be at. And rune growth of C, that's kind of okay. It's just average, but I'm just saying there's a lot of kind of good stuff with her. She's kind of an average knight, but she's also, I guess, a little better than average in some stats. But yeah, she's done pretty well for me. The only time she's a little bit squishy is when you're in your low levels. So when you're starting off and you're a low level, it would be a good idea to send her on a quest to have her gain levels. So send her on the level quest to do that. But you get a lot of interesting things with the sniper class here. So we look at the lightning arrow. This is the basic attack. It has a power of 110, so it's a little more than average. And it's got an accuracy plus 9. She already has, right now, she already has 112 agility, which she'll have a good amount of agility when she's younger too, but still, you're almost never going to miss the target, I'm pretty sure. You could take down Stella, you can take down Rudo with Yura. The only thing is she's a little squishy, so just make sure she doesn't get hit too much. I mean, right now 600 bones is pretty good, but initially it's not going to be that great. Okay, so selfless throw, pre-move, pre-move, pre-move. All these are pre-moves all down below here. You don't have a hit and away. What I would recommend, if you want the hit and away, cross-class her into the dancer class so you can get the double movement, get proficiency with that, and then back out and come back here. I know it's not ideal, but if you want to be able to use these pre-moves and move around, you can do that. Plus, it will probably give you some of the same type of stat growths with agility and attack and all that. That's just an idea. You can try it. But what do these do? Self-throw deals major damage to a single enemy unit within a 3 hex radius. Now, some of these are a little bit different, and I'll cover them in a second here. But it's got good power here with 135. It's pretty good. The big kicker here, it's plus 31 accuracy. That's nice. That's really nice. Plus, it doesn't cost you anything too. So you can do this one every time you're just stationed and you've got nothing better to do. This is essentially Grand Edition's version of the snipe shot when you're just going to pre-move and you're not going to move and you're just going to take the shot. Snipe shot just gave you such a huge bonus on accuracy, you almost never could miss. So that's pretty nice. Now, Giga Impact. Now, this is different here. So, yes, you're like, well, Giga Impact's better, man. Why wouldn't I do that? Yes, it's 150. You don't get an accuracy bonus here. As you can see, it is extra green dots. But this one, this is the Artemis move. They took away the Artemis ability here with Grand Edition, the previous one, where if you're an Artemis, you can shoot 4 spaces away. This is the only time you can shoot 4 spaces away, is with Giga Impact. This is the one right there. This is the Artemis move from the previous game. This is 4. Every other one of these is going to be 3, exception of the bottom one, but that one's a little caveat to that. So, yeah, this is also 80 MP. So this does come at 80 MP cost, and that is quite exceptional. But you see Selfless Throw, and you see this, and you look on the right here, just look at this little box here, red, and boom, goes up a whole nother space. So this is the only one you're going to be able to do if you need the reach. So usually I do try to think about saving 80 MP to do this, just in case I need the reach, considering that you don't really have a lot of MP, 230. Yeah, you can get by with some of that, but if you need the extra reach to reach the guy from further away, it might not work. So sometimes it gets a little technically difficult to perform this move if the enemy moved away a space and you've got a whole front line there, they've got a whole front line there, and you want to try to move around, but you're kind of like blocked up by a lot of other monsters, yours, any enemy, and then try to take that shot, because now you're trying to move forward, and now you got to move and you got to shoot from 3 spaces away when you're moving forward a space, but he's already pulled back a space and you're kind of putting yourself in danger. So this is the one time that you'd want to save a Giga Impact for taking down a leader that's just slightly out of reach. So it's one of those real technical moves. It's kind of like playing with a knight in chess. You kind of need the knight at certain times, like, oh man, this is the only way I can get him. I got to use this. Think of the archer kind of like that, in that perspective. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, so 1,000 arrows. Yes. This does say 4, but this, as you can see, it does have a slightly longer. Well, actually, no, it doesn't really have a slightly longer range. It can hit more things, but only at a certain area. So you can see right here, you're going 1 space away, right? And then it's everything in a circle. So it's just 1 space and a big circle, like a Geno Thunder, right? So this goes up to 4. It essentially works just like Geno Thunder in a sense. The moderate damage to all units within what? So the only problem with this is this will hit your own guys. This will hit all your own guys and the enemy included. So this one you have to be very careful of. And the reason I'm saying this is because you want to use this if you're going to multi-target, and you want to use Giga Impact if you're going to single target. You don't want to do it either way. Now, I know that you could just use this all the time, but it does cost 150 MP, and you will literally be out of MP after 1 use. Right now, you'll be out of MP. So you only have 1 shot with this, or you can use this multiple times with Giga Impact and take single shots. Single shots with stronger power. The only time you want to use 1,000 arrows is if, in my perspective, from what I've done, is if you have an enemy kill of a monster or leader combined with a lot of other enemy monsters that you can hit also. But if you do need to soften them up for a blow to, get them down a little bit more so you can do more damage, 1,000 arrows is great. But honestly, I would save 1,000 arrows for something like Spectacular, because then you get the experience and then you level up because you did it. But 1,000 of arrows is only 115 power, and Giga Impact is 150. And yes, they both can go to 4 spaces, but one will save you MP and the other one will not. So just be careful of that. 1,000 arrows does not. The other bonus is it doesn't have a counter. So it has no counter. So if there's another archer, they can't shoot you back for it. So that is the one tiny little caveat bonus to it. But other than that, that's really all you can really expect from it. So really, when it comes down to it, you got your basic attack, your pre-move stronger attack, your longer ranged attack, which is probably your most powerful attack. And you can use this if you do need the extra power to take them down. Look at your percentages, look at your numbers. And then you've got your group attack. So long range leader attack, long range group attack, you know, regular pre-move stronger attack, and then just basic attack. That's really all you got with the archer class. They don't give you any other magic. They don't give. It would have been nice if they would have given you a protect spell or something like that, like they did in the past. But that's really all you get with this. The only thing I can really suggest you do is give her equipment, because she only has 100 defense. Yes, you're super evasive, but if you get hit a few times, you will go down. So I'd suggest equipment. But the other thing with class is I would look into, I would look into this a little bit here, because then you could get some abilities, like if you, you're going to get evasion up with this, and you don't really need evasion up with this, but if you do get evasion up with this, with the agility, you almost never get hit. And then if you get the evasion up and the double movement, you get proficiency as a rogue, and then you go through the thing. This is probably one of the hardest classes to do, to get proficient as a rogue and then to come back and then be a full sniper. It's one of the hardest things to do in a game, especially with archer class. As far as my perspective and what I've tried to do, I don't remember ever fully doing it. But if you really want the pre-move there, the double movement, you're going to be very careful about cross-classing. So you go through the rogue class, get proficient, and then just immediately dip out and go right back to the bard, or not the bard, but the hunter class, and then just go through here. That's the only good way to get the pre-moves to work out in your favor, so you can shoot, reposition yourself with the other movement space you have, because you'll definitely have more to do if you have a good front line covering your archer, right? So you'll be able to do that with a double movement. So yeah, if you got the double movement, it will just help out your pre-moves. You can literally do lightning arrows any place you want, because you do a basic shot and pre-move and move over in your next placement where you want to be, and then lightning arrows there. And then you can pretty much just move back and forth, and you don't even have to worry so much about where you're going to be positioned next, because you can just move around to the next position and set yourself up for the next attack. So that's kind of my suggestions for it. Let me know if you're able to fully do the dancer and hunter class as far as like getting that to work out. I'd love to hear, if you're able to do that and complete that. But this is one of those, I'd have to say, she's not a full project knight, but it's kind of a project to put her through that if you want to try the dancer and the hunter class. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, stay triggered.